These are 5 signs that you need a personal brand overhaul. If your online presence doesn't reflect who you are today, then that's your first sign that you need a personal branding overhaul. When was the last time that you Googled yourself? Often working professionals will create LinkedIn's or portfolio pages when they start their career and they forget to maintain them over time. So all of this online presence starts to accumulate and you don't realize that this is what people are seeing when they look at you online. An outdated online presence can look like old LinkedIn bios that don't reflect what you actually do anymore, website portfolios that don't have your most recent work or project, your social media content doesn't look anything like what your actual life looks like or doesn't reflect who you are. And people can get confused when they see you in person and you talk to them and they think, oh, that's not what I thought you were doing. I thought you were doing this. That typically comes from an online presence. So how can you fix it? Start with a digital audit. Update your LinkedIn profile, update all of your social media bios, update your profile pictures to be a recent professional shot, and make sure that all of your messaging is targeted at the audience that you're trying to attract. The second sign that you need a personal branding overhaul is if you're not attracting the right customers. If you find yourself constantly talking to people that don't know what you do, aren't interested in your products or your services, if your social media posts are going ignored and you feel like you're constantly having to convince people of your value, your messaging isn't right. A strong personal brand should act like a magnet, bringing in people, opportunities, and job offers that align with what you're trying to achieve, that align with your goals. And if you're attracting the wrong people, then your messaging is off. And your messaging is one of the biggest things of your personal brand. So how can you fix it? Refine your messaging. Make sure every piece of content that you put out is directed at who you're trying to serve and how you can help them. You may also need to redefine your mission statement to ensure that all of your content has a purpose. The next sign that you need a personal branding overhaul is that you're blending in with your competitors. If you can't pinpoint the difference between you and your competitor inside the coaching space, you have a branding problem. If your brand looks, feels, or sounds like any of your competitors, you don't have a strong personal brand. Your personal brand should be authentic to you, your vibe, your look, your feel. And if that's matching your competitors, then you don't know what your brand is, how you serve your customers, and what makes you unique. This can often manifest like your social media posts sounding and looking exactly like your competitors, your content sounding generic and lacking a unique perspective, or you're just straight up struggling to articulate why somebody should come to you instead of somebody else. If your LinkedIn profile looks exactly how you want it to, but your social media accounts are a bit off, or your website and your social media bios are completely different, or your email signature, your business cards, and all of your content don't look the same and they all have a very segregated look and feel, this is the fourth sign that you need a personal brand overhaul. It's a lacking of consistency across all of your platforms. And by platforms, I mean both digital and physical. When you're constantly switching up what you're talking about, how you talk about it, what you say, how you say it, where you say it, you really confuse your audience. If the visuals and the tones change dramatically across platforms, some people can see this as two different businesses. So how do you fix it? Well, the best and easiest way is to create a brand guideline. This should include your mission statement, your vision statement, your brand tone, your phraseology, your vibe, your looks, your aesthetics, and it makes it easier for you to communicate this across all of your platforms, regardless of whether it's you doing it or external help. It should provide guidelines for social media content, landing pages, branding consistency overall. And the last telltale sign that you need a personal branding overhaul is that you just don't feel connected to it. There's no brand consistency and you're not sure what your next move is. You feel uninspired, unclear, and like you're just going through the motions. If your personal brand or your business doesn't excite you anymore, potentially reconnecting internally to who you are and your spark and essence can really help inspire your personal brand. If you're struggling to articulate your vision, if you're struggling to articulate how you can help somebody, this isn't necessarily a business problem. It's a disconnect internally from you to how you serve people. This can manifest in a few ways. You might be avoiding creating content because you don't know what to say, you feel disconnected from the messages that you're putting out, or you're just not sure what your next step could be. The way to fix this is to start from the inside out. You want to reflect internally so that you can get a better understanding of what your vision is, of what your goals are, and what your long-term strategy is. Now, NLP techniques will really help with this. There's a set of exercises that you can do to go internally, reflect, and reconnect. Consider working with myself or another NLP or energy coach so that you can be guided through these exercises. Once you've done those exercises, it's much easier to articulate on paper and online what your brand is, who you are, what you stand for, and how you serve other people. From there, it's just about creating a strategy and executing it. Now, often when we need a personal brand overhaul, it's only when we reflect on the negative and how we can fix it. Knowing that you need a personal brand overhaul means reflecting what's going on, being honest with yourself about how you're behaving, and recognizing that, yeah, maybe I do need to reconsider this, and having the humility to say, I'm willing to do this work in order to better how I serve other people. If you want more personal branding, personal and professional development tips, tricks, and strategies, remember to like, share, and follow. I post every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for watching.